In this video, we're going to be really concentrating on a quarterback and some of the things that we went over to be able to help him out. We get some drills. This is usually like a 15-20 minute process just to make it so we can iron out some things and get you set up with one or two particular parts of your throw that we really want to work on, get some drills down, and then we'll be good for the next week to 10 days, and then we'll go ahead and hop on another Zoom from there.
He said he's going to start recording some of these.
See how, I mean, you're stepping here with that front leg. I could see, you know, you watch probably some Patrick Mahomes video here and you're trying to work on that internal rotation, which I think is good. The thing is that it doesn't work as well unless you really push off that back leg. What Patrick Mahomes does really well is he really gets a lot of push off that back leg to make it so his step is, you know, is like there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really taking up a lot of ground. Better job, but you could still work on getting those hips going around a little bit sooner. But what happens is that as you're going back here, you the first movement that you have, you know, we talk about wanting to get the elbow to come through. You can see that this first movement is you're lifting the ball up behind you, right? So all these movements, you still haven't gotten your elbow to come through. And then here you finally get your elbow through. And once you do, your spine is really going back behind you. So you can kind of see how you're like leaning back a little bit here because you were late in when you started driving the elbow. So now, you know, you're throwing, if we're looking at this part of the throw, it would almost look like you're throwing, you know, like a 35 or 40 yard, you know, deeper throw, right? Because of how your posture is and how your body is. So, you know, the issue with that is obviously, I mean, I'm assuming you're throwing like 15 yards-ish or something like that, but your posture is making everything go up. So now you really have to, when you actually release the ball, now you're going to release the ball with more of a trajectory that's going to be a looping type of trajectory rather than being able to drive the ball right in. So it looks like when you're releasing here, you're releasing you're releasing from. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're releasing from like this position and just kind of like extending like that, right? So you're almost extending upwards there, right? Where you really want to be, you know, getting to this position and then pulling that hand down hard, you know. So once you get here and getting that elbow through, think about bringing the ball down and across, not releasing the ball upwards like that.
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so try to see how that feels. So once you get and you're starting to bring the elbow through, think about really extending the elbow and out in front of you rather than upwards.
So you're asking if I feel like it's coming through faster?
Yeah, like it looked like, to me, it looked like your arm was moving way faster as you were going through. Like your release time. Yeah, like your release time from when you first started to where you are now has significantly decreased. You know, you're not spending as much time with the ball, you know, having to go through the load and through the whole process. You're just able to get, you know, right through it from one to the next. This one's better. Much better job with the elbow. Much better job with driving that elbow, that back elbow forward and through. You can see how you're still releasing kind of upwards.
Yeah.
And then coming down afterwards, where really you should be, you know, driving that spine through and then releasing and coming, you know, right downwards right away instead of being, you know, upwards first and then coming down after the throw. I'm not saying you're getting too much internal rotation. So you want to be going here and you want to be extending your arm and then coming through. And you got back into the old habit where you were here and you were just kind of turning over and not getting that extension. But you had to get that elbow out in front of you and then extend your arm out in front. So you're here and you're boom, and then you're extending, right? That full extension to the arm and then coming right through instead of being here and then just turning it over like that, right? So it's the difference between that or that, right? So see that extra elbow extension, that elbow extension velocity is so important for improving your overall velocity of the throw. Well, this one was I think this was like maybe the second to last one. And it looks pretty good in how you're overall twisting and how you're getting your body through. And I think the release point on these types of throws is perfect. Like you're a little bit more set up to throw the ball further. And so you're going to end up, you know, getting a lot of benefit from, working some of these mechanics and getting your lower body going, because you'll start throwing the ball further a lot faster. It'll be really working the timing and the velocity of more of the short routes and working on the accuracy and getting you better at throwing. That's why I'm saying, do the 3-step drop and the 5-step drop, because when you get the timing down for that and can be consistently accurate with that, it's going to make it so then, people will have to respect you with your short game, and you'll really be able to exploit defenses with your long ball, because I think your long ball is going to end up being one of your bigger strengths. With that said, just be careful as you're coming through and leaning too far off to the side, right?
Yeah.
So see how on you're going here, you're kind of leaning, to the left a little bit too much there. But your actual throw looks really good. You're a little bit bent with that elbow, right? So just make sure you're getting a lot of, extension through that elbow as you're releasing the ball, and a lot of internal rotation as you're releasing the ball, which is turning that shoulder in. So both those things need to happen, and how you increase the velocity of those, right? Because it's all about the velocity of the pelvis, the velocity of the trunk, the velocity of shoulder internal rotation, and the velocity of shoulder extension, right? Like those are the 4 big velocity points that we're looking at. And so to help you improve the velocity of the shoulder internal rotation and the elbow extension is getting more rotation through the hips and more rotation through the trunk earlier on in the throw.
All right, thanks for watching that. If you learned anything from it, go ahead and click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, you can leave those down below. If you want a little bit more about the actual program or how you can get something just like this, you can go ahead and check out the description down below. Either reach out to me personally, or you can just go ahead and fill out one of the forms to get started with either Quarterback University or the 3-month program. Either way, I think it's hugely beneficial for you if you're looking to improve as a quarterback, especially now that we're going into the off season. There's a lot of things that I'm sure you want to be able to work on and improve. So go ahead and check out the description. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.